welcome or welcome back to my channel. It has been a minute since I've been here, since I sat down, had a conversation. It's really hard to kind of do an intro when you haven't been here for so long. It's like, what do I say? Like, am I gonna keep reintroducing myself? I guess so. Well, my name is Gosenie, and in this channel you'll see a lot of mom content. You will also see a bit of a beauty, a little bit of fashion, and a lot of lifestyle. And yeah, again, I don't even know what to say. But in today's video, we are actually going to be talking about something that's near and dear to my heart, something I am truly passionate about, and that's motherhood and mental health. Motherhood and mental health. And that's why I named this video Depression and Motherhood. It does not go hand in hand. So the first thing that I put on my notes is basically having to show up for someone that did not ask to be here. Having to really show up to still take care of someone when you don't even have the mental capacity to even take care of yourself. There's a song by Chris Brown. He released it a few years ago. And there's one part of the lyrics that I hold near and dear to my heart because I feel like I get it. And it wasn't until I became a mom that I understood what he meant. So basically, the lyric basically says, "Lucky me, I gotta pose for the cameras. Even when my world is falling down, I still wear a smile. Lucky me, even though I'm so damaged, I gotta pick myself up and perform for the crowd. Lucky me." And it's like, I get it. Because as an adult without kids, if you go through depression, you can call out of work, even though bills still gotta be paid, but you can call out of work. You don't have to see anyone. You can lay in bed. Not that I'm saying it's okay and I'm encouraging you to do it, but I'm saying what I've done. You can lay in bed in a dark room for hours upon hours, and you don't have to respond to anybody. Friends can call and check up. You can put your phone on Do Not Disturb. But when you have a child, and you already don't have the mental capacity to do all those things for yourself, you still have to get up and take care of that child. And that is one of the hardest things I think I've ever had to go through. I went through depression a few years back before my son. I think I dealt with it for a few weeks and then I bounced back. But I went through depression earlier this year in January. Y'all, it took me out. It took me out. I didn't want to be here. And a lot of people don't know this. Only 2 of my friends that I spoke to about it, but it got so bad. I did not want to be here. I was crying. I didn't know why I was crying. I went to work not wanting to be at work, and I am a server, and being a server, I still have to smile, and I literally cried every single day, and I could not explain to you what was wrong with me. And one of the hardest things I think I ever had to do was look my son in the eye and still take care of him. There's times when he was crying, he also needs attention. It's not his fault that I'm going through whatever I'm going through mentally, but all I know is I still have to be a mom. Whew, God. There were days I felt like I couldn't breathe. There were days I felt like I wanted it to be over. Everything. I don't know what I wanted to be over, but I wanted to be over. It got to a point where I could not sleep at night, so I started abusing. Saying this out loud is just okay. There were nights I could not sleep at night, and I started to abuse sleeping pills. I had the pills when I had my son because I was nauseous, but I kept the pills. Like, there's no point of throwing them away. But instead of taking them responsibly, because I didn't want to be here anymore, because I didn't want to face reality, because I just didn't want to be here. And I wasn't taking the pills for it to actually allow me not to be here, but I wanted to be in a deep full sleep or deep sleep to the point where everything that's going on, I'll worry about it when I wake up. You get what I'm saying? Everything that's happening in my life as of right now, I just want to worry about it when I wake up. But right now, I want to be in a deep slumber to the point where I don't hear you, I don't see you, I don't feel you, nothing. So instead of taking 2 of those pills, I would take 4, I would take 6. You get my drift. You get it. And for my message to the moms out there, where you have to go, you're battling with your mind and still have to be a mom, I get it. You still have to show up, I get it. You still have a mouth to feed, even though you don't even feel like eating, I get it. You still have to take care of someone when you barely can take care of yourself, I get it. Because I went through it. And when I was dealing with my depression, I was wondering, how come the last time I went through this depression, it was so much easier? It was so much easier. Like I faced it like the champ that I am, got over it, cried when I needed to cry. But for some reason, this one took over my life. This one took over my mental health. This one just took over. And I'm just so happy that I'm still here. I'm just so happy that I can still be a mom. So if you are going through any type of mental health to the point where you feel like you don't want to be here yourself, get help. Get help. It took me a while to get help. Well, I didn't get help by myself because I was embarrassed on how people would perceive me because I'm supposed to be a mom, right? I'm supposed to be a mom. I'm supposed to be strong. I'm not supposed to be like this. I'm supposed to wake up every morning and do the damn thing. But at the same time, I'm still human. I'm still human. There's not going to be, I don't always want to be a mom, but I have to. Don't get me wrong. Being a mom, it brings me so much joy. I love taking care of my son. He means everything to me. He's literally the reason why I'm still here because I'm like, he needs me. He needs me. He has a great father, but he needs his mom. And I need to show up not just for him, but also for me. I need to be the best mom that I can be for him. So I need to get this right. And what really helped me was prayer, but I'm going to get into that part a little later. But yeah, so it was the father of my son who actually reached out to one of my best friends because nobody knew what was going on. Nobody knew what was going on. And he got to a point where he didn't know what to do anymore. He didn't know what to say anymore. So he reached out to one of my best friends and told her everything that's been happening. Was I upset? A little, but I'm so glad he did, because having to talk to her and telling her what's going on and yeah, having to talk to her, telling her what's going on, it really helped me out a lot. And now it's to a point where every time I feel like I'm going back, I call her because she already knows what's going on. And there's nothing more. It's almost like a breath of fresh air when you have someone you can talk to, someone you can share everything with, because they get it, because she too is also a single mom and she understands. So if you can find someone you can talk to, I didn't have enough money for to hire a therapist, so my best friend was literally my therapist. She literally was. So if you can find someone you can talk to, please talk to them. I don't care who it is. You just gotta talk to somebody, because dealing with your mind on your own, it will allow you to do things you normally don't do. It will allow you to think things that you would not think. Don't let the devil win and talk to someone. Talk to someone, please. Open your mouth, use your words. It is going to be hard, but you have to talk to someone. You have to. On to the next topic, breastfeeding. Oh my goodness. It's not until you become a parent you understand breastfeeding. When I was breastfeeding my son, I wasn't depressed like the first story I just told you. I was not depressed, but there was an overwhelming of sadness and anxiety because I could not produce. I looked at myself like, I'm a woman. This should come natural to me. Why am I not breastfeeding? Why am I not lactating? Like, what is happening? I'm a woman. Because and also growing up in my in a Caribbean household, back then our peoples did not use powder formula. What is that? And every daughter of a Caribbean family household, you already know when you have kids, it's like it's almost like you giving your baby powder milk. Like, it's almost disrespectful almost, because it's like, what? Like, what are you doing? My mom, my aunts, and other of my family members would give me advice on what to drink for me to produce. This is this, blah, blah, blah. Girl, when I tell you nothing was working, nothing was working. And I had to talk to my lactation nurse at the time, and I was like, what is going on? I was producing, I think, no more than 1 ounce of milk. If I hit 2 ounces, oh, it's a good day. It's a great day. Like, we turn up. But me hitting 2 ounces was not often. I think I breastfed for maybe six, maybe less. I think it was less. I'll say 6 weeks. And I was not producing. And I mentally was not okay, because I'm just like, oh my God, my son is gonna starve. My son is gonna starve. What am I gonna do? Because I just did not want to give him that formula. I did not want to give him the formula. But at the same time, I was not willing to give up on doing my best, giving it my all to produce and give milk. But when I realized, trying to do my best because I had in my head that I'm a woman, I am supposed to do this. This should come natural to me. Because I had that in my head, it literally weighed me down so bad. I started looking at myself like I wasn't a good mom. I started looking at myself like maybe I was not meant to be a mom just because I could not produce. When I tell you the devil is a liar, the devil is a lie. No matter what you go through, or no matter what your body can and cannot do, you are a great mom. You're an awesome mom. You're an amazing parent, and your kid deserves you. Your kid is happy to have you as a mom or as a parent. Because as soon as I let go of that toxic mentality of I'm a woman, I'm supposed to do this, as soon as I let it go, the hurt almost left as well. It's like the weight on my shoulder also left as well, because I let go of that toxic mentality. I had to literally sit back and say, gosh, you're still human. You are still human. And if you can't breastfeed, you're not producing, it's okay. Give that baby the formula. It's either that or your baby starves. So what you gonna do? What are you gonna do? I had to let go of the things that I could not control anymore. If you are a first-time mom, or if you are pregnant, if you cannot produce milk, it's okay. It is all right. Never think because you're a woman you're supposed to do this. You're fine. Because at the end of the day, you are still human. Give that baby the powdered milk. Give him the powdered milk. My son is he is thriving. He is thriving. He's like every other 1-year-old boy out there. He's not deficient. He loves to eat. And I gave him the powdered milk. I did. I gave him a formula. I had to. And you know what? And that's literally something I can say not just for moms or breastfeeding. Let go of anything that you have no control over. It's too much. It's too much. Rent is high, gas is high, groceries is high. There's just a lot more important things we got to worry about. And honestly, all jokes aside, let go of the things that you have no control over. If you can't control it, of course, let it go. That's all I have to say on that topic, because when it came to breastfeeding, ooh, baby, it tore me apart. It really did. And I know I'm not the only one out there. Another thing I really wanted to talk about was moms that deserve a break or want a break, but you feel guilty that you're taking a break. Anybody else? Anybody else feel that way? Don't lie. Don't lie. It's almost as if, no, I'm his mom. I have to be there, or he needs me 24/7. And if he cries, who else is going to take care of him? And if he needs me and no one else knows what to do, as the mom, I know what to do. I need to be here. I. It came to a point where I was so into my son that I lost myself. I was so into my son that when I looked in the mirror, I didn't know who I was anymore. Because let's be honest, motherhood is hard. Motherhood is hard. Taking care of yourself is hard. And that is why I put in my guidebook, put yourself first, because baby needs a healthy version of you. And I am so sick of the misconception of, oh yeah, your child come first, your child come first. No, you come first. Listen to me right here. You come first. You come before baby. Because when you're happy, baby's happy. When you take self-care seriously, baby is taken care of. Baby is happy. When you are in a healthy mental state where you can thrive, you can laugh, baby will be in a healthy mental state as well. I've heard this before, and I do think that is true. When you're not okay, that energy can be rubbed off to your kid too. And now you both not okay. And it's just not fair to baby. So put yourself first. Take a mental health day. Have a day to yourself where you could feel like you can be you. You can do the things that you love prior to baby. The things that made me. The things that made you before baby. Bring it forward. If you've always used to love getting your nails done, getting your toes done, doing your hair, if you was always that girly girl, continue to do it. Because if it's something that will make you look and feel good on the inside, you can be a better mom that way than a mom when you look at yourself because you're so used to doing something and now you're no longer doing it because you're a mom. You're gonna lose your mind. You are. If you were always an active girly, you love, I don't know, going to Pilates, you love the way you look, and trust me, your body will change after baby. Your body will 100% change. So if you were always an active girly, if you were always the mom who liked to go to the gym, make sure you go to your 6 a.m. Pilates class. Or a mom who loved to run. All those things are still possible. All those things are still possible. I just hate, like for example, I went on a trip to Puerto Rico not too long ago. And this was my first time in Puerto Rico. Or this is my first vacation in 4 years. And my aunt, I love her to death. Like, don't get me wrong, I love her to death. But my aunt called me while I was on vacation and was like, how can you leave your son at home with his dad while you're on vacation? Mom's not supposed to leave their child. Mom not supposed to be on vacation while someone else is watching their child. Huh? So I'm supposed to just be a mom Until when? They're 18? I can't do that. That's not my ministry. I would lose myself. I would lose myself. And I know she's a bit older. Generations is a lot different now. The world that we're living in is a lot different now. Mental health is spoken about a lot more than back then. But if I was to just be a mom, I think it would be to a point where I hate my son. And that's very much so possible. It is very much so possible because this is something that you do all the time, every day, and you get no break. That is a tough pill to swallow. That is a tough pill to swallow. Whatever you love to do before baby, continue to do it. It is very much so possible. You gotta put you first. You gotta. Not to say neglect your child. That is not what I'm saying at all. But you gotta put yourself first, because when you put yourself first and you're happy mentally and you're happy spiritually and you're happy with the way you look, like you can honestly look in the mirror and you're happy and satisfied, and trust me, your kid will be happy. You will give your son or your daughter the best version that they deserve of you. Like, don't be so sheltered into, no, I have to be the one to be there for my kid. Because you will be burnt out. Another thing that I really wanted to talk about was gentle parenting. Whoo, child. Gentle parenting are for gentle kids. My son, Grayson Messiah Wells, that boy is not gentle. That boy is not gentle. I'm not going to put him in timeout because he's not going to listen to me. I'm not going to hold his hand and say, Grayson, this is the 27th time I've told you, mommy is... No. I've seen this video on TikTok where a mom basically locked her and her daughter outside, and she kept on saying, we're not going outside until you behave. And the little girl is going, when I say ape shit, like she's throwing chairs at her mom. She spits in her mom's face. Girl, man. Okay. She spit in her mom's face. She hit her mom constantly. And her mom is just, we're not going inside until you behave. We're not doing it until you behave. If you're that type of parent, I'm gonna hold your hand when I tell you this. Your method is not working. And I know there are times where you had such a rough day with your kid, and when it's finally your alone time, I know you're in bed crying. I know sometimes you think about, where did you go wrong? I know sometimes you probably think about, like, why is this so hard? Mom, it's not working. It's not working. I'm not saying to beat your kids. You do what you do. But as for me and my household, I will discipline my child in a way where he can understand, because clearly I'm not about to talk to you 27 times. I'm not doing it. I'm not about to go crazy with your terrible twos and make me go crazy. See, putting myself first. I'm not gonna let you come into my life. Like, don't get me wrong. I love you to pieces, but I am not about to let you come into my life and destroy it completely with your tantrums. That's not happening. My son is 20 months old. He's turning 2 in December. He has temper tantrums. He has a few of them. Does it happen every day? No. In the beginning of when I realized he started to have a tantrum, because he's only 1, he don't know how to act on his emotions. So the first thing that he thinks about doing is hitting. I'm angry. I don't know how to face this emotion. I don't know what to do. So I'm going to hit mommy. I'm going to hit daddy. Okay, cool. I get that. I understand. You're young. You're upset. You don't know what's going on right now. You want to do what you want to do. but mommy also said no. So what, no, let me backtrack. In the beginning, it was hard for me to discipline him because I kept on making excuses. Oh, he's only one, he's only a child. And my sister always say, no, you gotta start now. Because if you don't start now, that is how terrible twos actually happen. And in the long run, you're not gonna be able to control him. So it took a minute for me to really, because the love I have for him, I don't want to be the one who hurt him. But me not disciplining him is also hurting him. Because let's be honest here, my son one day is gonna be a black man living in America. And if I accept certain attitude, if I accept certain tantrums from him and I never correct it, what's gonna happen when he's 18 and he's doing something he's not supposed to do? Right? I don't want him to fear me. I just want him to respect me enough for him to know I'm not doing this. Even when mommy's not around, I'm not doing this. But going back to him being 1 year old, I started hitting him back. Not with the belt, not with objects. Let's not get crazy here. I started hitting him back with just 2 fingers. No. No. And one thing I realized about my son, when you constantly keep doing something, he starts to understand. Because when he hits me and I hit him back in the back of his palm and I say, no, no, he understands. And now I'm slowly starting to realize that he's hitting me a lot less. He still hits me. But now I also realize that when he's angry or he wants something and I say no, like it's like he wants to hit me, but he like hits himself. Like he'll put his hand down and like, you know what I mean? But it's progress. It's progress, because before he would hit me. I never wanted to get to a point where I never wanted to get so bad to a point where now my 5-6-year-old feel like he's comfortable and he's gonna spit in my face or throw a chair at me. As a parent, you have to take control. You are the parent. You are the parent. You run your child. Your child do not run you. And never let a child allow you to regret having them or to regret the life that you have or to make you feel like this was a mistake. Because being a mom and being so overwhelmed, you will have those thoughts sometimes. You will. So correct your behavior early. Do it, because in the long run, it will help them. You are doing them a disservice by allowing them to do whatever they want with gentle parenting. Now, if your kid is gentle, by all means. If your child is gentle, by all means, go crazy. But as for me, my son's not gentle. So I can't do the gentle parenting. I'm not going to allow him to not make me sleep at night or make me cry, because it has been such a long day with him. I'm not going to do that. And that's where putting yourself first is very important. When you do have that moment, when you have a mental health day, when you have that time where you take care of yourself, you have the strength and energy to take care of your kid. You have the strength and energy to actually put up with let's be honest, put up with their BS. We have the strength and energy to put up with them. This topic is a topic that I hold near and dear to my heart. And this is basically to all of the single parents, single moms out there, single dads too, because I'm never gonna exclude dads because I assume they can do it. No. Single moms, single dads, single parents. If you are out here doing it alone, whether you have 1 kid, whether you have 2 under 2, 3 under 5, it doesn't matter. I see you and I'm here with you. I'm a single mom myself. However, I have a village and I am so happy for my village. There's like at least there's like at least 5 people I can call right now. And I can talk to them and say, hey, I'm having a rough day. I can't today with Grayson. Can you please watch him for a few hours? I have those people. He also do have a present dad in his life. And if you are one of those people who don't have anybody, you're in another state by yourself. You're in another state by yourself. You're doing it on your own. You don't know where your baby dad is. Mom and dad disown you. Like, you literally have no one. Because when I tell you, I cannot imagine a world or a life and it's just me and my son, and I don't have my mom, I don't have my dad, I don't have his dad, I don't have my aunt to help, I don't have my best friend to help me. I would probably have already lost my mind, because I have one child and that is hard. So my heart goes out to the moms with multiple kids and with no help. I just can't fathom what you go through at night. You are a superhero. You are a superwoman, and you deserve to be here. You deserve to be loved. You deserve to have that vacation you're longing for. But it's hard to kind of put myself in that shoes, because I have a village. I have help. I have people that I can call to talk to, or call to just say, hey, can you come over, give me a break, or I'll bring Grayson to you. I just need a moment. I have those people. But the only thing I can say, it's really hard to give advice when you're not in a position that someone else is on. If you are feeling like you have nobody, you're feeling like you're doing it on your own, you're hustling, all you do is mom, all you feel like that you are is a mom, this is where God comes in. I don't know who you believe in, but whoever you pray to at night, they need to come forward. But I believe in God. I believe in the Bible. I believe in Jesus. So this is what we're going to talk about. Okay. This is where God comes in. This is where he comes in, because if you are doing it alone, God is always there. You got to pray. This journey is not easy. It is not easy with, or definitely without a village, without help. It will never be easy. You got to pray. You have to find time where you take your faith very seriously, because the devil will knock on your door, and please don't let him in. This is just a quick story. I will never forget, I was going through postpartum depression. It did not last long, thank God, but I was going through postpartum depression, and I felt like I was all alone, because I was a very fresh mom. I think my son was maybe 1 month old, or maybe 2 months old at the time. And the father of my son was not here. He was out of state. So I was by myself. And I felt like I couldn't call my parents, even though they lived 5 minutes away. I couldn't call them. I didn't want to call them because I didn't want to bother them. And I came from work. I felt so overwhelmed. I could literally still, it gives me the chills, because I still remember how I felt that day. Yeah. And I was just so overwhelmed. I didn't understand what was going on, but now I realize I was going through like a mini version of postpartum depression. And oh my God, I started crying, and I feel like I still have the video. I started crying. I started feeling so overwhelmed. My son started crying. And I just didn't know how to help. This was the one time where I felt like I'm trying to be a mom, but I don't know how to. But then again, my son was still 2 months old. And I heard the devil loud and clear, kill him. I'm laughing now, but it's not funny. It's not funny, but I mentioned what I mentioned because prayer is very important when it comes to motherhood, or when it comes to raising any type of child. because the devil will come in and get you at your weakest point, your lowest point, and tell you to do the unthinkable. And now if you have God on your side, if you was always raised in a religious household, you already know you're not going to listen to that voice. But unfortunately, there are some stories where you hear it all the time. Parents are doing the most demonic things to their child. Mothers, like getting pregnant, having a baby, and then to think that you can do such thing to their child. You need to pray, because that is the only thing that is going to help you. And if you can, talk to someone, talk to a therapist. Even if you go to work and you find you made friends with like a cool homegirl, I don't know, someone where you connect with at work, talk to someone, but talk to God first. I can't stress enough on how it's important to talk to God. You have to pray, because the devil will come at your weakest and convince you to do something that you will regret for the rest of your life. Don't listen to the voice. Don't listen to the voice. Don't do it. I know, to all my single parents out there, you're alone. You don't have anyone. You don't have anyone you can call. You don't have a break, because I see it. I see the mental breakdowns on TikTok or on social media where moms are just saying how all they do is parent. They have no time for themselves. Like, they wake up, they have to be a mom. They go to sleep, they have to be a mom. During the night, they have to be a mom, and they get no help. It is hard. So I am literally telling you this as a big sister, or whoever you want me as. You gotta pray, sis. You gotta pray, sir. You have to. I'm with you. It's not easy. Sometimes I do have that mentality where I have no one. But you gotta do it. Motherhood is a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. You think you love your husband or your man or that job, wait until you have a child. You literally are going to experience a love you've never felt before. Ever. Ever, ever, ever. He is the only person, my son is the only person in this godforsaken world that I would take a bullet for, that I will go to jail for, so don't cross me. No, for real, that I would go to jail for. He is the only one, because even though sometimes some days with him can be tough, but I will never trade him. Like, he is literally my soul, my heart, my everything. Motherhood is beautiful. It is so beautiful, and it's so worth those hard times. It's so worth having to show up when you don't want to. Because honestly, I'm really here after God. I am really here because I looked at my son and I told myself, I can't give up. He needs me. He needs his mom. Yeah, so this kind of concludes everything that I wanted to talk about when it comes to motherhood and depression. It does not go hand in hand. It is hard. I'd rather go through depression without a kid than to go through depression with a kid. Not to mention, motherhood brings some type of sadness or depression that you never thought that you would actually have. And people with no kids will never understood, like the mom depression, the sadness, they will never understand until they become a mom. So I say all this, and I'm ending the video here by just saying, get help if you really need help. And honestly, reach out to me. I don't know. I am very passionate about moms and also mental health. Reach out to me. My Instagram handle will be down below. My email address will be down below. And I also created a guidebook. I called my guidebook, it's like Navigating Parenthood. And I titled it, What I Wish I Knew Before Becoming a Mom. And this book is basically everything that I wish I knew before becoming a mom. Like, I wish I had this guidebook when I was pregnant. I wish I can read it, because it's one thing to prepare for a baby or wanting a baby. It's another to have a baby that came out of nowhere. Came out of nowhere and you're just like blindsided. So there's a difference, and I was the one that was blindsided, and I was so confused and lost and not know what to do. So I put a lot of information in that guidebook, and I also put a few registry ideas, things that worked for me, things that I wish I got. I put a few baby registry ideas on there as well. It's just 13 pages. It's not really long to read, but there's a lot of information. I also put my little experience with becoming a first-time mom. So yeah, if you want to check it out, I did put it down in the description below. You are not alone. Like I said before, you can definitely reach out to me personally if you want to talk. I would love to hear your story, and let's have a conversation down in the comment box. So yeah, I think hopefully I didn't ramble and I said everything I needed to say. But it was so nice sitting down, talking to you guys, letting you guys catch up with me a little bit. And yeah, if you have any more thoughts, any more things you want me to talk about, like a little girl chat, leave them down in the description below, in the comments below, and I'll be sure to check them out. And God willing, I will see you guys on my next video. Mwah. You got this. Bye.